What's up? It's a beautiful day in little South Texas. I'm here at Lowe's because I've got a leaky PVC pipe. And I'm gonna see if this as seen on TV Flex Seal works. Boy, do I have a lot of faith that it's gonna work. No, I don't, but that's worth a try. I think that if it doesn't work, I'm gonna call them and like demand a refund or something. Because if you see it on TV, it should work. That's what I think. Look at this place. You can't see it. Earl of Sandwich. Earl of Sandwich. I think the only way in which I would want to eat at a place called Earl of Sandwich is if when your sandwich is ready, they have to speak to you like, "Your roast beef, sir! Your roast beef awaits you!" Or like the kids get their sandwich and it's like, "Peanut butter and jelly ready for you, sir." I think that's the only way I'd eat there. I have no idea if they have good sandwiches or not, because I can't eat sandwiches, because I can't eat bread, because I'm fat.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
We're playing Super Mario Galaxy.
Super Mario Galaxy, and you're watching?
No, I'm taking turns.
Oh, you're taking turns.
I'm not upside down.
And you're upside down, though. And then Mommy and Kira are down there. They're down there. And Kira's watching video games. Hi! And yeah, I'm just walking around and I gotta go edit this Rabbit Holes episode. So yeah, that's what we've been doing.
So Little Dragon had a brilliant idea, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. We were talking, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with James at War. And to be honest, I've been trying to figure that out for about 4 years, to the point where most people don't even remember James at War. And that's okay. But I keep wanting to do something more on that channel, and every time that I go to do it, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right. I'm not into it. And I think that that's because when James at War started, it started as a hobby. It wasn't even a hobby. It started as something that I just did for Little Dragon. She was working in a nightclub as the night manager of it was an enlisted club. It was on an Air Force base. And she was working as the night manager, and they played the same songs every night over and over and over again. And she didn't like these songs. And so she came and she was telling me about these songs, and one of them was Pop Star, and another one was Hey There Delilah. And so I made these two songs. I made parodies of them just for her, just so that when she heard the songs and she was annoyed by them, she could think of the funny song that I made for her and laugh and enjoy the song. And I did, and I put those on YouTube, and both of them went viral, which I was not expecting. I didn't put it on there to get famous or make money or anything like that, and really I never did get famous or make a whole lot of money, but it was fun. The whole James at War ride was a really fun experience, and I do miss it. I miss making the videos, I miss making parodies, but as time went on, I think I went through what every YouTuber goes through as they gain a lot of subscribers, which is you feel like you have to kind of kowtow to whatever your subscribers are saying you should do. And, so Halo 3, I did the Halo 3 song, and that also went viral. But then it's also kind of what I became known for, was video game parodies, and then Pop Star and Harry Potter stuff. And I felt like that's all anybody wanted me to do. I'd put out other stuff that I thought was good, and a lot of people thought was good, but and a lot of them did go viral. If by viral it means it gets over 1 million views. I have plenty of videos that got over 1 million views, but I don't know, eventually I just kind of lost my joy in it, and because I just felt like I was doing it for other people when it started out as just doing something nice for my wife. And then like just life happened, and I actually was in the Air Force. I got out of the Air Force to do YouTube full time, but it was bad timing, because it was right at that time when YouTube kind of said, hey, anybody and everybody who wants to be a partner can be a partner. And so ad revenues from videos went way, way down. A ton of people started doing parody songs, some of them with much more production value than I ever would have the money to do. Like Barely Political, and I can't even think of all, but just lots of people who, somehow got backing or funding, and maybe I just don't know how to do all that stuff. I never tried, to be honest with you. And so I just kind of got tired of doing James at War, because I was putting in a lot of effort. I had quit my job to do it full time, and I couldn't feed my family. I wasn't making enough money to do it. So I don't regret that I got out of the Air Force to do it full time, because it's led to bigger and better things for us. But James at War hasn't been one of those things, and that makes me sad. But I kept thinking, I need to come back. I've got a ton of fans. They're waiting for me. What am I going to do? But every time I wanted to stage a comeback, I just felt like I was doing it for all the wrong reasons, and I would just quit. And I would be like, no, I'm not going back to do that again. That all might sound really weird to some of you guys, but ultimately, I just want James at War to be something that I want to do. And I want the stuff that I put out to be stuff that I want to put out, which means maybe I will do a Halo 5 song, maybe I won't. I don't know. But I don't want to feel like I have to, and I don't anymore. It took me 4 years to get to the point where I was just like, you know what, if I come back, I'm going to do whatever I want. The other part of it that bothered me was just I love interacting with my fans, but part of it was just that they expected that James at War was who I am. And I guess as an entertainer, even if it's just kind of a part-time, spare time kind of a thing, I guess you should come to expect that if you play a character, people are going to fall in love with the character, not with you. And I understand that now, but at the time I felt like I had to be James at War, and I had to be that punchy and that quick and that witty and that funny all the time, especially if I would meet fans, because people would recognize me in the streets, or when I went to VidCon, it was so uncomfortable. I shared the most awkward handshake possibly in the history of mankind with Hank Green. He probably doesn't remember it, but I went in to do a handshake or fist bump or high five and whatever, and I think in the end he just kind of grabbed the outside of my hand like an orange and just kind of shook it like, it's gonna be okay. And that kind of summed up my whole VidCon experience because back then I was not a very personable person. I was just so introverted and shy, and I still am introverted and shy, but I'm learning how to come out of my shell around people. Where was I going with that story? Oh, I just felt like I had to be James at War, so every time I'd put out a video, I would just feel like I was perpetuating somebody that I wasn't. So I've learned a lot in the last several years, one of which is the importance of just sheer and brutal honesty. So sheer and brutal honesty is, James at War is a character. What you see here on the Rabbit Holes is a lot more of who I am, and I have like a resting jerk face. So like when I'm just like sitting there thinking about like happy clouds or something, people will ask me, what's wrong? You look angry. And I'm not. I'm just like, this is my resting face. And I don't know, like people just, I look like that most of the time, and I think people, I don't know, expect me to like walk around with a huge smile on my face all the time. And I do smile a lot more now because I'm a lot happier now than I was then. But anyways, I just thought I would share that. Like, what's up with James at War? Oh, and to bring it back full circle, Little Dragon had a great idea on how to come back with James at War to where I think I will keep my fans happy, but at the same time, I'll be happy too. And that is I'll still put out vlogs, and they'll be very, very much like the ones that I did before. And I'll still put out parodies, and unless we somehow strike it rich or something, they're going to be the same kind of sort of low filming quality, not a lot of props, which, I don't know if that will compete in the YouTube market, but ultimately, I don't think I care anymore. I know that when I start James at War back up, I'm going to lose probably thousands of subscribers. People who either don't remember me or they only liked me because of one video or two videos, and they're going to see, oh, well, this new stuff isn't that old stuff, so we're done with you. And I'm to the place where I'm okay with that now. It doesn't bother me anymore. I just kind of look at it as starting over. I know there are some people that'll be the faithful few that they don't care what, and I love you guys so much because you always tell me on my Facebook and on my Twitter, y'all are like, we don't care what you do, we just think you're awesome, we just want to see you whatever you're doing, and you guys are so cool, and I hope I get to meet all of you someday. It's just, I love you guys too, but ultimately I just wasn't happy with James at War, and I look back and I think, man, if I would have stuck with it, I could have been one of the top YouTubers. I'd probably be a millionaire right now. And to be honest, I honestly believe that that's probably true. But I don't care about that either, because I don't care about being a millionaire. I've got enough money to keep my family in a nice house and nice car, and we're all fed. None of us are starving. We manage our budget in a way where, we have nice things. We don't have a lot of spending money, but we have nice things, and I'm happy with my life, and I want to come start doing James at War again, and I'm going to. So her idea, I think you'll have to wait and see what her idea was, but I think I'm going to add one more channel to this little James at War circle of channels, because I've got the James at War channel. I've got this channel, which is actually called James at War Family, although the name of the channel is The Rabbit Holes, but like the URL, like at the end of like user/hashtag on YouTube, or not hashtag, user/ James at War Family is the actual name of the channel, because The Rabbit Holes was already taken. So I'm going to do one more channel, and it's going to be James at War Faith, because that's a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of who I am. And it's another reason why I stopped doing James at War, because I know that I was created for a reason, and I know that just putting out funny things alone by itself isn't solely why I was created. But I felt like at the time I either had to go fully James at War or go discover kind of like what my purpose was, and I chose to discover what my purpose was instead of going fully James at War. So now that I've kind of figured myself out a little better, and I know a little bit more about what I want to do with my life and why I'm here, I think James at War is a part of that, but it's not like the end-all be-all as I once thought maybe it would be. And so I'm okay with all of it now. And I know a lot of people don't like that, I'll wear my faith on my sleeve. I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus. And I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I'm really happy with where my family's at. And so I'm probably going to start another channel just for that, because I feel like I've learned a whole lot in the last 2 and 3 years that I feel like a lot of people need to know. Just things about who God is and who Jesus is. A lot of things of like where Christians today have it wrong. And it's because they've listened to people instead of listening to God and listening to Jesus, and society, a lot of societies turned God into a bad guy and into a jerk and into a big judgmental bully in the sky. And that's not God's fault. That's people's fault. That's mostly Christians' fault. And there's got to be some bright sparks out there. And I just feel like that's what I'm here to be. So that was a really, really long rant. If you stuck with all that, wow. But now you will probably know a lot more about what happened to James at War than anybody on the James at War channel is. Because my first vlog will be, where have I been? Why did I leave? and I'm gonna say a lot of what I just said, but not nearly that long, and a very edited version. So people that are subscribed to the Rabbit Holes, you get to see the real me, not just the James at War. Because James at War is, a lot of it's me, but a lot of it's a character. And I like playing characters. I love playing characters. I love getting on stage and acting and putting myself into a role. And James at War is a character. And probably 60% me, 40%, not me. I'm way too shy and introverted to be as outgoing and kind of crazy as he is. Well, I am that crazy. I just don't always act that crazy. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking now. If you've subscribed to this channel, if you're watching this, just know that more is coming, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I'm really grateful for the people that are watching these, and hopefully they'll just get better and better.
Any final words, Chomp Chomp? No? Still giving me the silent treatment? Fine.
Greetings and salutations. Now is the time to tune into that nerdy family on YouTube. So follow me and we'll greet James, Shelly, Joe, Kira, Jaden, Aria, and Saban. Come down the rabbit hole and you won't be late. Come down the rabbit hole and you won't be late.